All right, we are about to go live here. We are just going to wait a few more moments till we are popping up on our WHAS 11 Plus channel, which you can get at any of your app stores. And we're going to talk about tonight's strong winds, the rain, and the snow tomorrow. And we'll look beyond that, of course, as well. I'm just going to share our live stream to a couple other Facebook pages really quickly, and then we'll get rolling along here. Just a couple more moments, and I am Chief Meteorologist Ben Pine in the WHS 11 Weather Impact Alert Weather Center here, and we're tracking a very strong storm system. And I posted a little bit earlier about how strong, in fact, this storm system is. Okay, we are up on all of our platforms now. And hopefully you can hear me and the audio is all good. Okay, I do hear myself. Okay, so we should be good. All right, thanks for tuning in here. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ben Pine in the Weather Impact Weather Team. Weather Center, a lot of weathers there, but we are tracking a very strong low pressure storm system. Low pressure, the lower the pressure, the stronger the storm. And this storm has got some low pressure. In fact, it's almost in the center of it over the next 24 hours, almost as strong as like Category 1 strength. Now, we're not going to get 70-mile-per-hour winds here, but there are high wind warnings out west, blizzard warnings off to our northwest. We've got a wind advisory through tomorrow. And a couple of years ago, we had a record low pressure storm system move through in early March that gave us the, again, record lowest pressure for a storm system. And it produced 70-mile-per-hour winds and a lot of damage and even some tornadoes. This isn't as low as far as the pressure, so it's not as strong. So we are not expecting severe weather here, and we don't expect the winds to get as destructive as strong. With that said, there might be some spotty power outages as we get a line of gusty showers to move through here right around or just after midnight. So do want to go ahead and just get right to the weather graphics here. And of course, if you have any questions about some of the things I'll be talking about on our live stream, I will get to some of those questions on our main WHS 11 page. So this is the storm system, and it's enormous. It's gigantic. So like if we measured this out, let me even back up a little farther out. So it goes from down here in the Gulf all the way up to the Great Lakes. So we're talking like 1,500 miles that way, and then you've got about 1,500 miles across. It is large and in charge, this storm right here. The center of it, so storm systems in the northern hemisphere wrap around in a counterclockwise fashion like that. the air actually would flow right into it. The air wants to go right into the middle. But since the Earth is turning and curved, it gets kicked to the right and it eventually gets to the middle, but has to take the long way around due to the Coriolis effect. So there's the middle of the storm right there, and it's going to be tracking up this way. Enough of that. We're going to get to a lot of different versions of Futurecast here in just a moment. Look at all these alerts, by the way. This is kind of crazy. All the tan, that's winter, those are wind advisories. And then up to the northwest in Iowa, that is blizzard warning until 3 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. And then an orange high wind warning, southern Texas, fire weather warnings. And then small craft advisories all along the coast. So it is just a very big dynamic system. Severe weather threat to our south, thankfully, down over mostly Alabama. All right, we are going to move over into Futurecast, and we'll just take our time with it. Here is the current rain that we have across the area. So it is traveling from south to north, basically. Just some light rain in Louisville right now, not a big deal. We're starting to pick up some heavier bands of rain. And when we get these heavier bands of rain, that's going to give us a better chance to get some of those winds to translate down to the ground, because the winds just above us, there's a strong low-level jet that can sometimes bring some very strong winds to the ground. So this is where this kind of final band of rain could be packing a punch as it moves on through. Look at these temperatures here through midnight. It's very warm in the 60s. We made it to almost 70 today. So this is 1 a.m., but watch this. Here comes a dry slot right there, 3 a.m. through early tomorrow morning. And then a little bit later in the morning, it starts to fill back in with some scattered rain showers. And tomorrow morning is going to be the warmest part of the day, as we're going to see crashing temperatures through the afternoon. And so this is at 1 p.m. Notice we're starting to switch over to snow instead of the rain. I said it. I said the S word. It's coming. A lot of us don't want it. Every year, it's like November, December, we're kind of excited. Let's get some snowflakes. And then this time of the year, we are totally over it. And by we, I know there's still a few of you out there that probably still would like to see the snow. We still even have some snow piles downtown from 2 months ago when they had the big snow around January 5th. All right, so this is tomorrow afternoon at 3:30. If you look at the banner up top left corner is the day and the time. And so the snow showers on and off here into our Wednesday evening and Wednesday night. Now temperatures are above freezing, so a lot of this is going to be melting on contact. However, there could be some bursts of snow and windy conditions, by the way, as well, that can overcome the mild ground temperatures. And that could create some slick spots every once in a while and drop the visibility as well. So we'll have to watch that a little bit. Looks like a minor accumulation, mainly on elevated surfaces. Might get a light coating of some snow out of this one. We've had 22.7 inches of snow this snow season. This could add a little bit more to that tally. Now this is the rainfall that we expect from here on out, and it's ½ inch or so. And we can handle that just fine. We're not expecting any flooding out of this. So that's the good news. We can cross flooding off of the concern list. This is the total snow potential, and it shows about 1 inch or less. So it would be kind of a wet snow and a lot of kind of a melty snow is what we would get out of this. Let's talk about the winds here. And the wind speeds around midnight or just after that, as those gusty showers move through. Notice Munfordville showing a wind gust up to 50. So 40, 50 mile per hour wind gust is going to be possible through that band of rain. Dry slop moves through tomorrow afternoon. Again, we've got the rain to snow with gusts possibly over 40 miles per hour. And that's why we have the wind advisory until 7 p.m. tomorrow. All right, moving ahead here into Thursday. Now, it's not going to be as windy Thursday, but it's still going to be breezy with winds over 20 miles per hour. And we're also going to be adding in the cold weather. So we're going to talk about wind chill. Wind chill 4 p.m. Wednesday, 20s is what it'll feel like in less than 24 hours. By the way, it is hot in this studio. We've got a big chiller system in here. And when we get in these transition seasons, spring and fall, and the temperatures are fluctuating, it can be sometimes difficult to heat or cool big areas like a studio properly. So we've got it very toasty in here at the moment. Anyway, here's the look at the wind chill into Thursday morning. You're going to be feeling like around 15 to 20 degrees. Hey, Beverly Hagist from Borden, Indiana. Thanks for watching here tonight. So what a dynamic system. 70 today. It's going to feel like 20s tomorrow. There's all those memes, you know, on Facebook, and this is kind of living up to it. You get all the seasons here in Kentucky in 24 hours, basically. So there's the winds blowing out there. It is still 60 degrees. The winds aren't crazy right now in most locations. We'll see that with the wind map here in just a moment. And temperatures are in the 50s and 60s all throughout Kentucky. And it looks like the warmest is Lebanon at 65. On the almanac today, we hit 69, 15 above normal. 84, the record back in 1976, and 3, the record low back in 1873. Amanda's ready for 75-degree weather. Hey, hang tight, Amanda, because next week it looks like we've got some really warm stuff on the way. All right, some of the wind gusts here. We've got a 44 wind gust in Springfield, Kentucky, nearly 40 in Lebanon and Columbia. So the winds are definitely stronger to the south of Louisville at the moment, near that low-level jet. All right, so the 7-day forecast, we've got a weather impact alert for tomorrow because of the wind, because of some rain showers, because of some snow showers. It might get some slick spots tomorrow evening on the roads to watch out for. We're down to around freezing and wind chills in the teens tomorrow night. Thursday is just chilly and dry and a little breezy, a high of 47, down to 35 Thursday night. And then we're back to some upper 50s on Friday. Most of your Friday is dry. It looks like that rain chance is coming in Friday night, kind of late night, and should be out of here by early Saturday morning. That should leave the St. Patrick's Parade dry with lower 50s. Shouldn't be too breezy this weekend, so that is good for us. We spring forward an hour. So our sunsets are going to be around 7:45 p.m. We'll have some daylight all the way up until 8 p.m. Kelly Nugent from Sellersburg, thanks for watching. And we've got Cheyenne Pavey from Orange County. Cindy Burns is ready for spring and summer. Me too. So spring and forward an hour. We lose that hour of sleep, but we get the later sunsets. Good trade-off, in my opinion. 62 Monday, 72 on Tuesday. Now this is a look at the long-range temperature map. This is March 11th to 17th from the Climate Prediction Center. So there's a dip in the jet stream out west. So they're looking at cooler than normal temperatures out towards San Fran in Los Angeles. And then over our area, we're looking at warmer than normal temperatures next week. So beyond the 7-day forecast. And some of the weather model data showing maybe several days in the 60s and 70s for next week. We will take that. And if you're just tuning in here, again, I am Chief Meteorologist Ben Pine in the WHS 11 Weather Impact Team Weather Center on this March 4th, 2025 here at 9:46, and just been looking at this big, huge storm. Now, earlier I was talking about the low pressure and how strong it is. And I posted earlier, so this is the center of the low pressure system. The lower the pressure, the stronger the storm. Normal pressure at sea level is 1,013 millibars. And this storm could get down to like a little over 980, which is near like hurricane strength as far as storm systems. 2 years ago, I mentioned we had record low pressure, lower than that, and that caused 70-mile-per-hour winds. This storm is not as strong. All storms are not the same, so we're not expecting those severe winds. With that said, still going to be very gusty. 40 to 50-mile-per-hour winds are going to be possible. So this low pressure, the post before this post on my Facebook page, there's some weather model data that shows that you're looking at about 1 in every 10 years you get low pressure this low. With that said, I think that we probably get it a little more often than that. Again, 2 years ago we had a stronger system, but just gives you an idea that this is kind of rare to see a system this strong cross right over our area, right over the central United States. You know, a lot of times storms get very strong when they ride up the coastline or they're off in the Pacific Northwest, where there's different dynamics involved. So you don't get storm systems quite this low pressure inland and over the Ohio Valley. So interesting storm, a lot of alerts like we were talking about earlier. And we've got the wind advisory for much of our area as I zoom back in. So this wind advisory is until 7 p.m. tomorrow. And the severe weather threat looking to stay south of us down over southern Alabama especially. Caitlin is ready for the warm weather. Everybody's getting ready for the warm weather. Betty Hughes from New Albany, thanks for watching. Zooming back in here to the radar, our local radar, so that you can see the stream of wet weather moving in from the south and southwest. So light rain now, looks like a band of some heavier rain starting to move over Fort Knox and Radcliffe, and then over the river into southwestern Harrison County in Indiana, and that arcs up into western portions of Crawford County into Du Bois County. And then you've got more steady rain coming down around Litchfield and Hardinsburg, basically west of I-65 in Kentucky. Pretty light elsewhere around the viewing area. But again, steady stream starting to move in at this time. All right, so one more time with Futurecast, and we'll kind of wrap this up. So there's this kind of final band of rain that's going to be moving through over the next few hours. You see the kind of the back edge of that around 1 to 2 o'clock in the morning. We get this dry slot with mild temperatures overnight, and that south wind still really gusty. As this band of showers moves through, that might be kind of the connection to get the low-level jet to produce some stronger winds. That's our best chance at some 40, 50-mile-per-hour winds, it looks like, for tonight. We get this dry slot through a period of the overnight, early morning, and then wrap around on the very backside of this very large storm system. We're starting to see some showers fill back in. So the warmest temperatures tomorrow is as early as you can go. So after midnight, it's going to be our warmest, and then some 50s tomorrow morning, later in the morning, and then in the afternoon, the temperatures continue to drop until we get that rain to snow turnover at some point tomorrow afternoon, depending on your location. And there's the snow. Some of these snow showers could be fairly heavy, some good snow bursts, some snow squalls. With those winds, it can create kind of some blinding snow conditions, some whiteout conditions. So we're going to need to be thoughtful driving tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening as we get that change over to snow. Could create a few slick spots as well. Could come down hard enough, heavy enough that it could overcome the warm ground temperatures to produce a few slick spots that we'll need to watch out for. Yeah, Beverly, I remember Hurricane Ike very well. It was not long after I started at WHS 11 in September, I think September 14th, right around there, when we also had the Ryder Cup in town, a memorable Ryder Cup at Valhalla. And that started a very memorable period of weather around here. We had Ike that put people out of power for a long time. And then right around the corner, January 26th, 27th, I think, 2009, we had the ice storm, the infamous ice storm that put people without power for a week or two. Not long after that, August 4th, 2009, had a big flood across the city, flash flood emergency. Then I think in spring 2010, not long after that, I think it was actually kind of winter, spring time period, we just had tornado after tornado after tornado. And then I actually got interviewed, and because of how active the weather was here, and had a little soundbite on ABC World News Tonight because of how crazy our weather was. And then you wait about a year, 2 years later after that, March 2nd, 2012, the Henryville tornado. And then after that, we had a nice kind of break in major outbreaks of severe weather. And then, what was it? Is it 3 years, 4 years now? 2021, December 10th, 11th, the outbreak in Kentucky. So we've had definitely some memorable events, and they were certainly memorable in the 2008 to 2012 period. All right, trip down memory lane there with crazy weather across our area. 9:53 on March 4th. Rainfall totals around a ½ inch for the rest of tonight, so not a big deal there. We'll be fine, no flooding expected. Snowfall totals, take into account there's going to be melting and blowing of snow, inch or less, so not super problematic. Just might have to watch out for some slick spots. And then the wind gusts here over the next few hours could gust up to 50 and over 40 tomorrow afternoon. This is tomorrow afternoon. And not as strong, but still some gusts possibly over 20 into Thursday. Wind chills down to the 20s tomorrow afternoon and down to the teens tomorrow night into Thursday morning. So wow, what a winter season it has been. March started off kind of like a lamb this weekend, just a little bit on the chilly side, and now we've got a little roar from the March lion here with this storm system. Thankfully, looks like we'll dodge severe storms, staying way down to the south of our area, but tie down anything you don't want to blow away, as it'll stay a windy day tomorrow, and hopefully it's not trash day for you. With that said, I'll wrap it up there here at 9:54 p.m. on this March 4th. I am Chief Meteorologist Ben Pine in the WHS 11 Weather Impact Team Weather Center, and I hope you guys have a good night. I will see you in about an hour and 6 minutes on WHS 11 News, the night team. Thanks for tuning in.